Up first on our call is SMU coach Tom Mason. The Mustangs 0-10 overall, 0-6 in the American Athletic Conference. SMU was in action last week at UCF. UCF won the game 53-7. Up next for SMU will be this Friday as the Mustangs host Houston. That will be a noon Eastern Time start. Game will be televised on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call. If you would take a minute to tie up the trip to UCF and tell us what you expect out of your club as you play your home finale against Houston, please.
Well, that UCF game, I mean, that was a tough game for us. Really didn't feel like our kids were ready to play when we got started, and we got behind real fast, real early. And the biggest thing in that game was we had 5 turnovers, and you can't turn the ball over against a quality football team like UCF and expect to be in that ball game. And it got I think 34-7 or something like that. It got really bad, and we played hard throughout the whole game. We kind of caught ourselves after we got down by 21 points and started playing, but it was too late. And UCF's a great football team, and you just can't play that way against a team like that. And and you got to get more. Offensively, we didn't do much. We had I think 104 yards total offense, and we had 4 first downs. So you got to move the ball, and they play great defense. I think that's one of the better defenses we've faced all year. So we got to put this behind us and look forward to Houston. Houston's going to be one of those teams that's got a real quality defense, and they run really well as a football team, and they're explosive. And we're going to have to go out and play hard. That's our last home game for our seniors, and I've got to get our kids to rally around that. And if we can move the ball and have some success on offense, I think we'll have a chance against Houston.
Take questions for Coach Mason, please. Again, to ask a question of the coaches, hit *1 on your telephone. That will put you in the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
We'll take our first question from Dan Tortora with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hey, Tom. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Just looking at this season and looking back on everything, going into the end of this interim for you, just what you've learned about yourself to start and, what the season's really taught you as a coach being in the position that you were in after June left.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is it taught me that I'm in the profession for the kids. I mean, that was the reason I took the job. And, there's been a lot of ups and downs with the whole thing. And as you reflect on why you do it, that's the reason why. And, the kids rely on you. And the biggest thing that you try to do on the interim basis, you try to make things better for them and also keep the program intact so that you don't have a bunch of kids where you get arrests and kids not going to class, and we haven't had that. I mean, the kids have really responded well, and I think that's part of being in coaching is that's why you do things like that. And the other thing I really feel for is the assistant coaches. I mean, those are the guys that they're in the trenches day in and day out, and, a week from Saturday, whenever it's going to be, it'll probably be their last coaching job at SMU, and, you hope that those guys can move on and get other jobs, but this coaching firing, the problem is you're going to affect 105 players and then another 20 guys involved with the coaching part of it and equipment guys and I mean you're talking families, all that. You're probably going to involve somewhere around 300 people when a coach resigns or gets fired or whatever, and that's the hard part of the business.
When you look at the fact that there is that change and whatever happens from here, you and I have talked about, could you see yourself being in a position in the future with SMU? Could you lead this program? Do you know where things are at right now as far as where you would stand in the future?
Well, I'm not sure where I'm at right now. I just, being through this before, I knew I had to probably win 5 or 6 games to really even be in position. Weird things happen sometimes in these coaches' hires where they go out and try to find guys, and all of a sudden they don't get the guys they want, and they figure out they're better off staying with a guy that they know and that can run the program. And you never know what's going to happen, but I would say, I would bet 99% that I'm not going to be the guy here.
What can you say about what the future could hold for you? Just to follow up on that quick, Tom. I mean, if you don't feel like you're going to be the guy there, where do you really see yourself in the future? Do you want to keep doing this, and do you feel like you can give more to either that program or another program somewhere else in the country?
Well, I knew when I took this, if I didn't get it done and get some wins as a head coach, it was probably going to be my last chance. Because this is a career destroyer. It was the same thing when I went through to Boise. Is now you got to go back and you got to rebuild what you've done, and you look at it as far as we haven't played great defense this year because I haven't had enough time to be on top of everything, and we kind of built this thing with defense. But I would like to think that maybe I could take a coordinator job and do a good job for somebody else across the country. I really personally think I can do a great job as a head coach. It's just never been a situation where I had a chance to put a staff together and have a off season and a fall camp to get a program established. But you never know why the Lord puts you in those situations, and He does, and something good will come out of it. You just got to be positive with it.
Well, I appreciate it, Coach, and I hope the best for you in the future.
Thank you.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Mason, please? Star 1 on your telephone, if so. Well, Coach, we thank you for your time today. We look forward to talking to you again one last time next Monday.
Thank you.